New York is the city that never sleeps, and neither does Sal Licata. From Flushing in the Bronx to the Meadowlands in MSG, Sal sounds off on the biggest sports news of the day. Welcome to WFAN Daily with Sal Licata.
Well, it is not Sal Licata, it's Pete Hoffman filling in for Sal Licata, and the New York Rangers lose game one of the Eastern Conference Finals to the Florida Panthers in disappointing fashion. Not only do they lose, they get shut out. And that is something that we knew that Bobrovsky coming into this game was not saying that he was the better goalie between Shesterkin and himself, but we knew that overall his season totals, Bobrovsky had a better season. And we knew this Florida Panthers team was going to be tough. Let's be serious. This is not a shocker that the first game went to the Panthers, but there were some things that happened that were a little disappointing. Overall, you see the New York Rangers, the difference just off the bat is the 5-on-5. And that's where you spend the majority of the game is 5-on-5 on the ice. And the Florida Panthers are the better team 5-on-5, which is probably why they have the edge overall from the odds makers. You look and see how Panthers can control the puck better, get better shots. The Rangers' best part of their game, 5-on-5, is the breakaway. Is being able to find and expose a fast break. But unfortunately, they just didn't have enough today. They didn't have enough. And Bobrovsky was a stone wall when they had him. They weren't getting good shots off. The Panthers were getting good sticks on pucks, where, good blocks, enough to really just basically minimize any real offense that the Rangers have. The Rangers didn't really have any really amazing opportunity, which is frustrating. The other side of this game, where the Rangers have been so good, have been so dominant, it's been the power plays, the special teams. And let's be serious, they were only two penalties for against the Panthers. So the Rangers were only on 2 power plays, only 2 opportunities, where the Hurricanes and other teams really gave them more opportunities to expand upon the extra man. And that wasn't the case today. The Rangers were in the box early. Only 2 penalties against them, 3 penalties against them as well. But as always, Rangers were able to stop and prevent them, Panthers scoring on that side of things. So, it really was just the 5-on-5 that kind of killed things. And of course, who's the one person that's going to open up the scoring in this series? It's Matthew Tkachuk, that's the one guy you don't want. He's the guy who just does everything. He's a scrappy player. He's a guy who can get under the skin of the Rangers. He's a guy that's will continue to get under the skin of the Rangers. He's just going to constantly be that scrappy guy that's frustrating, that's going to make the Rangers want to take penalties, going to want to retaliate. But then offensively, he's extremely gifted as well. You give him a wide open shot, and he'll bury it. And that's what he did versus Shesterkin. He just put that, was a glove side or whatever it was, just there was no chance. And he just buried it in the top right corner. But very disappointing game one. I mean, that's the reality, is that it's not what you want to start the game or to start the series. And this is why, when we went into it, Game 7 felt the most appropriate, because the Rangers are better than this. That the Rangers all season long they haven't lost. They lost 4 games in a row once. They had a couple of stretches where they lost back-to-back games, but it's rare. So the Rangers are going to rebound. The Rangers are going to respond. How will they respond? Well, first of all, you got to get more shots on net. And that's something that's been going on since the Hurricane series. The Capitals were different. You knew that they were the better team offensively. You never really were worried about, outshooting the Capitals because you did. It was just a whole different game. That the Capitals were never going to catch up. Panthers are offensively gifted. The Hurricanes were offensively gifted. But the Rangers have to find a way to get more pucks on net, get more rebound opportunities, and just get better shots overall. If you're not going to be able to rely on just breakaways constantly. You're going to have to be able to sustain and create puck time in the Panthers zone. I mean, that's really what's going to happen. Again, as one person says here, video game says, long series, time to battle back. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be one of what the things that they're going to do. We know that. We expect that. The Rangers, they are that good, that talented, but we need to start to see it. Panarin's got to, find a couple shots that hit the back of the net. Let's be serious here. Trouba needs to stop taking bad penalties. I mean, there's been moments that Trouba, we've always said that he's starting to look a little bit compromised defensively. He needs to. I mean, and again, we talk about what does Trouba do well. He is a heavy hitter. That's what Tkachuk would do. I mean, Matthew Tkachuk is one of the best in the league. He really is. Just watching the highlights in the background now too, as you see him just take out Trocheck. He's a physical player that can score. He's one of the deadliest players in the league. He's like an Ovechkin. He can do it all. And it's going to be a tough series, but you can minimize it, But the thing is, you do have to find a way to just get puck possession 5-on-5, set up more plays, and if you can, avoid taking dumb penalties. And hopefully it's the vice versa. Hopefully the Panthers are the ones that are going in the box that are taking dumb penalties. That's the only way that the Rangers are going to be able to come back. They're going to have to step up and find a way to score on the middle opportunity. Much more disciplined team. You want to talk about going into the series, the special teams of the Rangers is way better than the special teams of the Panthers. But if the Panthers are only going to take 2 penalties, it's a better spot. It's better for the Panthers. Now I'm disappointed because the shutout I think bothers me more than anything else. It obviously scored on their own freaking net. That was just unacceptable. But that wasn't the reason why the game was over. The game was over as soon as Tkachuk scored the first goal, and that's how it felt. It didn't feel like the Rangers really had anything to fight back with the Panthers today. That sucks. And again, it's a long series, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this is over. That's not even true. But again, you're the home team. You want to be able to take the first game of this series. It just makes you feel better. It makes you feel more comfortable. Like when they beat the Carolina Hurricanes, it just felt better winning the first game. Obviously, they went on to win 3 straight games, and then it became a series, and you started to bite the nails and whatnot. Losing at home, getting shut out. How do they respond on Friday? I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. There needs to be a little bit more pep. Maybe this is good for the Rangers. Maybe they need to see. Maybe they need a little bit more motivation to go out there and get some pep in the step. Because let's be serious. up until the 3 goals by Chris Kreider in Game 6 against the Hurricanes, the Rangers felt a little dead in Game 4 and Game 5 versus the Canes. And that's kind of how they felt again today versus the Panthers. So I'm not very happy. I think they could adjust, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. JCop66 says Fox not right at all. A few people thinking that Tim Zelker says the same thing, that Adam Fox doesn't look right. Yeah, I mean, and that's where the Rangers definitely have the edge too, with the goal scoring from their defense, the offensive production from their defense, and they didn't have anything today. It's again, hopefully at this point in time, you understand they've played what they've had. They've had 8 wins, whatever the amount of games they've played already so far in the playoffs. It's going to take a toll. Plus the regular season, their bodies start to break down. Everyone's basically playing hurt. I don't think Adam Fox is hurt. At least nothing egregious, but you never know. That being said, yeah, if he's not really healthy, that's a problem because they need him. They definitely need offense from somebody. Somebody. It was nice to see Philip Hedl out there, but he didn't do anything to really stick out to me. That was like, okay, are they going to have to eventually go to Matt Rempe? Is that the plan? Is Matt Rempe going to have to go out there on Friday and just cause a whirlwind and just kind of muck it up and kind of get physical and get dirty and just get into fights? Is that the option? It's something that I didn't want to do, but in this series you might have to. Now he's had the history with the Panthers. He played a couple games with the Panthers in the season earlier, and again, kind of got chippy, kind of got into got caught up in the penalty box a little bit too much. That's why I was afraid about him coming and playing this series. But if that's what it takes, maybe that's something you got to think about. All right, thank you very much for listening to another episode of WFAN Daily with Sal Licata, who is not here right now, but Pete Hoffman filling in. You can always follow me at HoffWFAN. Please like, subscribe, whatever you have to do. Please go ahead and do that. We'll do this every day. I'll get you another episode tomorrow with Sal. And yeah, it was just not what you want to open up the Eastern Conference Finals. It felt a little dead, but still a long series. We've said it. Rangers in 7. That's what it feels like. And right now, the way it's starting, that's how it looks like. That's the desperate Rangers in 7. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. And now I'm going to end this. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. See ya.